What's up, everybody? I'm going to go ahead and handle this. Oh, okay. What's up,
Sorry.
everybody? It's me, Chase. This is No Chaser TV. I'm here with Dream, and we'll be joined by our other panelists in just a few moments. And we're here to review we're here to review Married to Medicine for you guys. Laura, I'm gonna just tell y'all this. The Real Housewives of Atlanta got Married to Medicine looking real old.
Yeah.
They do. But nonetheless, we're still going to go ahead and review it because this was a good season, in my opinion. I don't know how everybody else's feels, but we'll see. So we are streaming live right now on X. We are streaming live on YouTube, and we are streaming live over on Facebook. Hey to the people, how are you guys doing? And this is definitely going to air on No Chaser TV, the podcast with Chase Brown. One of my guests is here on time. Catch that dirt. Dream, how have you been? You've been going
I'm
for a
doing.
while.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I've been working a lot lately, but I've been doing really good. Doing really, really good. How
Yes,
are
and you're in
you? I
popular
missed
demand.
you.
You did?
I did. I see the channel's doing really good.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's due to all of our hard work that No Chaser TV has been coming out and giving it to you strong. But as we grow, we're still going to give you what you're used to, which is a hot mess when we come to these live reviews. Okay. That's not going to change. And we have a lot of new eyes on us now that are not familiar with what we give. And you guys are about to find out in T-5. I see the people live in the group chat. Hey, how y'all doing? We appreciate you guys for showing up. Everywhere else is populating. I do want to apologize to everyone watching on X. Yesterday, there was something going on with X. And so the Real Housewives of Atlanta review that we planned to stream live there as well did not stream, but you can catch it on No Chaser TV, the podcast with Chase Brown, or you can go ahead and watch it on YouTube. So there's a plethora of options for you guys to kick it with us yesterday as we move on into what's going on today. Hey, Amanda K in the group chat. Hey, love, love, love. Hey, Cheryl, how y'all doing? We do appreciate you guys. While we're waiting on our other guests to come on in, you've been going for a couple of weeks. What has been your whole take on Married to Medicine since you've been going? Hey, Sean, how you doing?
Let's see. Since I've been gone, basically it's been the Dr. G situation with King. My personal opinion is Dr. G is whack as hell because why are you calling the cops when you haven't got touched?
Uh oh.
When you antagonize King as well, you
Uh
played a
oh.
part in it completely. I do feel that way. I do. Sweet Tea is delusional, but we knew this already. I've been saying that. Phaedra, I was here for Phaedra leaving on a private jet because she wasn't playing these games with those girls. Dr. Heavenly's messy as usual, but I live still. I love a
You
little mess.
live? Okay, yes. Let's get into that. We definitely gonna get into you and Dr. Heavenly, okay? Because whatever y'all live in is not given. I just got to be honest. It's not given anymore. It's
It's
tired.
needed to a degree. I don't like the way that
It
she's
is
trying to
needed to a
play it out
degree.
right now. It's like repetitive.
It's needed to a degree, but we need some new tricks
Yeah.
from that old dog, Heavenly. Hey, Heavenly follows us on No Chaser TV on X. So I don't know if she ever watches, but hey,
Hey,
if you're
Heavenly,
watching,
what's up,
Heavenly,
girl?
you said what? Yeah, right. Hey, girl. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get right on into it, and they'll just fall in where they do. Let's go ahead and see. And we start off with the doctors having their infamous lunch scene. It's been a while since we saw Jackie and Heavenly having one of their infamous lunches. So that is always welcome, and that's probably the only time I really enjoy Jackie, to be honest with you, because she does seem to let a little bit of her hair down around Simone. For whatever the reason. Now, Jackie and Simone meet like the old days, and Phaedra did indeed cut a check for the remaining balance of $40,000 for the Med Gala, and then she got her ass on to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, do you think she was waiting on that Real Housewives of Atlanta advance to come to cut it, or what?
No, I think she has some money on her. After Traders, especially.
Yeah, she had the money. She had access to her money.
Yes.
Uh, so yes, Jackie tells Simone that Heavenly inviting Apollo was too much for Phaedra. Dr. Simone wonders why that was too much for Phaedra when she invited Apollo to the reunion the year prior herself. Jackie says that Phaedra thought that the reunion was a more controlled environment, and that she also added that Phaedra says that Apollo does get upset when Phaedra is entertaining other gentlemen. So Simone says, well, it is partially Dr. Phaedra. It is partially Phaedra's fault because she brought Shek knowing that it was going to ruffle Apollo's feathers. So that is where they did with this. They then go ahead and talk about Greg's hot new single that's burning up the charts here on No Chaser TV as number one with a bullet. Set me free from this bullshit. I just love how he says the BS word. But what did you think about the lunch? And what do
Oh.
you think about Set Me Free?
Oh my god. I don't know. You know, I actually was clowning Scott originally for doing his song, but I'd much rather listen to Scott. I would rather listen to Ashley Darby's song rather than
Ooh.
Dr. G's song, because I don't know what the hell he was thinking or what he was doing with them jean shorts on too, but whatever. As far as the conversation with Simone and Jackie, I like Simone and Jackie together. You can tell that Jackie has her hair down a little bit more when she's with Simone. She can speak a little bit more freely. Um, and I do think that it's different whenever Phaedra invited Apollo to the reunion as versus going on a couple's trip with her ex-husband and the new wife who was cheating on, or who he was cheating on with when she was pregnant. I think it's different.
I
And
wholeheartedly
I feel
agree.
like Simone should understand that as well because she doesn't even want Tammy around. So imagine if they brought Tammy, who is just a friend of Cecil's, on a couple's trip. She'd be feeling that type of way as well. So,
I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think that it is highly willfully obtuse of Simone to continue to say, why is my camera is so crooked, y'all? I'm so sorry. I need to go fix it. Good God. Wow, it is really crooked. It is it is really bothering me. I'm gonna fix it in an interim,
no,
but
you're good.
for now, I'm gonna give this and I'm gonna go fix it. But as I was saying, Simone being willfully obtuse, why does she have a problem with Apollo being invited? She invited Apollo. That's the key. That is the nugget that you continuously say out loud, but you continuously overstep and overlook. She invited her ex husband. It is no one else's place to invite her ex husband to anything. It wasn't, hey, do you think it's all right if I can invite Apollo on the group trip? Are you cool with that? It was, I invited Apollo on the group trip. She didn't ask for permission. She did what she wanted to do, she being heavily, and then asked for permission and beg for forgiveness later. You get what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
Simone has got to miss me with that mess. That is why Simone has clicked down so much for me, because it's like, as you brought up Tammy, you didn't even want the man playing golf with Tammy, and that's your husband, that's your marriage. You felt like it was, for whatever the reason, disrespectful to your marriage, and everyone agreed with you because this is your marriage to feel that way, and that is her form of marriage to feel that way. You don't get to make indictments on other people's situations, Simone.
Mhm.
Like Simone really, really has me wrapped up tight with that. Like I don't live for that at all. But you know me, I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest across the board. Where Phaedra messed up in this situation was not being honest and not saying, "Girl, no. Why are you inviting him? And don't ever invite him again." She thought that when you dig one ditch, you dig two. So she knows now. You know that it's been exposed now that she knows that Apollo gets jealous when she has another man around. So she, made it clear that she wanted, for whatever the reason, no, and whatever reason, good reason, if the girl was the mistress, that she wanted the mistress around on that trip, and she still invited Shek anyway. So I don't live for Phaedra. I be honest, I don't live for her. I was gonna say that, but I live for her on Married to Medicine this season on these particular episodes. So that's very, very like, and I lived for on Trader, so that's a little bit like this. You know what I mean? However, um, she thought that she was getting the getter before the getter got gotten, the getter got and the got the getting. So when the getter got the got it and the got the getting, everybody got gut. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody got. Okay. And Phaedra's hands are not clean because if you know, like, what's the point of inviting, saying it's cool to invite them and then bring Shek and not tell anybody? She thought she was doing a big one. She thought she was doing her big one, turning the show out and letting the girls know, don't play with me because when you think you got the answers, I changed the questions. But, it didn't really work out in her favor because he still brought Shireen. And even though she read Shireen for being an alleged wide back, big body bitch or whatever she called her,
Mhm.
still everybody hands are messy in the situation as far as I'm concerned.
I'm gonna need Dr. Heavenly to pull it up, like to go ahead and call Tammy and I need Tammy on an episode at this point, to be honest, because I really want Jackie and Simone to feel the rap that they are laughing at and like going along with the storylines of
But do you
like they
remember?
knew. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Dream. Please finish. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. For the situation with Sweetie and Quad and Dr. G and King, like they understand that these people are exes, they were married, yada yada yada, and it's weird for them, and they're getting upset at any situation or any type of drama that happens between those two ex couples. I need them to understand. So I need Dr. Heavenly to go ahead and grab the airport lady. I need her to go ahead and grab Tammy and bring them on the show. That'll be entertaining for me.
I agree. I agree. Melody Dupree, hey over there on Facebook, you guys. We call names out on this show. We're not coming. We're reading the comments out. We read out who gives the comment. If you're listening on No Chaser TV, the podcast, as we're doing these live, we have a group chat section on all of our live streaming shows, and our viewers tune in. They give their comments, and we read them aloud and respond to them. And they are. We love our people, so that's how we do it here on No Chaser TV. Melody Dupree says she didn't know the wife was coming. She did not know the wife was coming. And she still triumphed and overcame and read her for filth and got her ass together. However, they didn't know that Shaq was coming. So I look at it, Melody, as dirt for dirt. Does that make sense? Hey there. Who's it? Hey,
Hey,
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Sorry.
Everybody listening on No Chaser TV, the podcast, as well as watching for the first time on Facebook, our loyal YouTube viewers and our loyal ex viewers. This is Jasmine. Hey, Jasmine. We were just talking about the opening scene with Simone and Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone having lunch and them discussing the Phaedra situation, basically saying that Phaedra is partially to blame for bringing Shek if she knew that Apollo gets insanely, allegedly jealous whenever she has a man around, as well as Phaedra paying the rest of her $40,000 check and Set Me Free, the number one hot single with a bullet by Dr. Greg. What did you think about that opening? And thank you for joining us.
You're quite welcome.
Oh, that sounds good, don't it? That's professional.
Yeah, you're quite welcome, actually, because I was dead tired to the bed. But listen, I think that of course, always the married to medicine women lack accountability. So they of course are going to blame everybody else but their selves for being tragic and trifling. So of course, Jackie's gonna, chime in, and of course, she wanted to let everybody know that, hopefully, let everybody know that Phaedra paid that $40K. But I mean, to me, it just like was a cackle conversation. Wasn't too much on it. Now, was Greg's song in the beginning too?
Yeah, they watched Greg's song and laughed at it.
Okay, yeah, that was true. So that's terrible. That's horrible. I just I understand that, Sweet Tea's there to give him some life, give him a little, give him some freshness, youngness, whatever the case may be. But that ain't it. Don't like. And I just wish that, if you was gonna do something like that, then make it grand or something like that. But I wouldn't be okay with my man making a song like that. But hey, Sweet Tea is Sweet Tea. Unsweetened or whatever the case may be. I do like sweet tea though, but I just, I didn't think much of that conversation. So they're not much.
Yeah. Okay. As I was saying, just to reiterate, I thought that Simone was being willfully obtuse by saying that
No.
Phaedra invited him last season to the reunion. So what's the problem for now? Because that's her man and she invited him. Heavenly didn't ask for permission to invite Apollo. She told Phaedra that she had already invited him and just wanted to give her a heads up. And that's two different things. You don't invite my man to nothing. Because as I was going to say to you, Dream, remember last season, Jackie didn't even want to step foot in South Carolina, was all mad at Simone for going on the group trip down to South Carolina. So how dare y'all?
That's the lack of accountability, though, because they like to go ahead and say what they, try to make a joke and try to give one side. It's always one-sided with them. Of like you said, if she wanted to invite her man, her ex-husband to New York, that was her prerogative. But sitting up there knowing that Heavenly did that and then didn't tell you guys until y'all got to the trip, that lets me know that y'all are just like you said. I know I usually use with lip tools, but I guess I'll let you use that today. But
well, let me just check and make sure that you have the patent and the copyright on Wolf Lip too.
Yes. Thank you. But
Go
but
ahead.
no, I just, of course, they always just they don't hold heavily accountable, and that is what makes me. That's why Phaedra called them bitches.
Yeah, like bitches like y'all. We have a comment from Facebook. Dream, please read that comment. Who that's from?
It's from Javert McDaniel. Says Mrs. P set him free. Mrs. P set him free. They were all there to be messy. They did not like that she would not give them her business.
Yeah, they.
Sorry, y'all. I
Yeah.
know how to read, but it was just small.
Oh, it
Oh,
is small today,
okay.
isn't
Because
it?
I was wondering. I was
It's really no. It's
kidding.
small today. It's smaller than normal, I think.
Mhm.
I don't know what that's about, but thank you so much, Javert. Everybody over there on Facebook, we appreciate y'all for our debut show last night on Facebook. We had over 1,500 viewers, so thank y'all so much. We really do appreciate the love. We just hit 17,000 a day on Facebook. Y'all know, No Chase TV, we got y'all just like
Okay.
y'all got us, baby. Let's get on to the rest of the review, cuz. Okay. Set me free. I
Yo.
know y'all don't like Set Me Free, but I'd rather listen to Set Me Free than whatever Scott would do. Yo, baby, I'm Scott, and I'm here to say. I'd rather even listen to Set Me Free than Juice Adora singing to Ralph. I'm sorry. Something about Set Me Free sets me free because it's from a place of some bullshit. But that's all right, though, because it's funny to watch. All right. Contessa and Heavenly meet up. Heavenly wants Contessa to own what she has done wrong as well. Heavenly says that she told Contessa to hush if she was going to stay with Scott. Contessa says her issue with Heavenly calling Scott, Heavenly is calling Scott abusive. She says that she, being Heavenly, says that she advised, again, as I mentioned earlier, Contessa to hush if she was going to continue to stay with him. And Contessa says that she needed to vent to her friend, and because she vented to her friend went on her platform and sprayed her business out and continued to discuss her business for a super chat that we seem to be lacking here on YouTube. So if y'all got a super chat, on send it. Okay. But she basically said that, her friend used her life as content on her personal platform. She is upset with Heavenly, and the package showed her calling him every type of abusive, emotionally abusive, abusive. She did do that, and that is what Contessa says that she is upset about. Heavenly says that Contessa called him that herself, and Contessa says no. She said volatile, and Heavenly says tomato.
Uh,
Now, they agreed to go ahead and disagree regarding that because they both did not want their friendship to end up in that place. They then go ahead and have further conversation, and Contessa says that she wants everyone, not everyone, not everyone, to come to her health fair later on in the episode. And Dr. Heavily thinks that's irresponsible because charges have been filed by Greg. They then have to agree to disagree yet again. So I don't know where this friendship is going, but it does not look like it's going far. Jasmine, what were your thoughts on Contessa and Dr. Heavily sit down?
I'm just tired of them sitting down. I'm tired of them talking, honestly, because what is going to change? Heavenly's rude, Contessa's simple when it comes to that friendship, and that's just how I feel about it. I'm just so tired of them talking because at the end of the day, so what? Okay, you think that she's oblivious to the fact that man done put a charge out on him? She's not oblivious, but he's a doctor. So if you're really trying to help the community, then that is what's important. That's what should be in the forefront, right? So I'm just so tired. Is Contessa begging? Is Contessa begging? Is she like forcing like herself on like trying to make fetch happen with Heavenly? Because I would never sit down and talk to that
Mm-hmm.
woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Dream.
I would never talk to her. So I don't even get it. I don't even get it. I mean, I just don't know. So
Mhm. I was thinking about how they didn't mention about Heavenly saying the mama comment and Contessa's mom being passed away, X, Y, and Z. I was kind of waiting for that. I don't know the timing of the taping, whatever, but I'm assuming that it happened after, like this conversation happened after that blow up that they had. So I'm like, why didn't they either show it or have that conversation? But you can tell that Contessa wants to be Heavenly's friend so bad. She wants to be her friend so bad, and it's regardless of what Heavenly tells her. She said, "F your dead mama," yada yada yada. She ain't care, and Contessa's still there trying to be friends with her. So that's a Contessa problem. Heavenly literally has her in the palm of her hands, which is sad. But at the same time, I get Contessa wanting to invite everybody, but I don't think that I agree with Heavenly saying that it's not a smart thing if you literally just they can't be in the same room. Something stupid is gonna have something. There's gonna be a scene there, and it's gonna take away from the actual event itself, in which fast forward kind of proved itself. So I do feel like Contessa needs to listen to Heavenly whenever it comes to certain situations, maybe even her husband. Oops.
Well,
Oh,
okay. Oh, well, let me just say this. Now there was a scene caused at the event, but the scene partially was caused by Dr. Heavenly.
Mm-hmm.
correct.
Now catch that dirt. I also want to address something that Dr. Heavenly said that I take umbrage to, and it's basically if you're going to stay with that man, hush. So you're telling her to suffer in silence. She can't go to who was her best friend in her group because her best friend is going to make her business community fodder. So there's a problem with these girls on Married to Medicine. Whatever I choose to put out about what I got going on is up to me. It is not up to you.
Well,
Well,
I
hold on,
think
wait.
that
So if I tell you I got a problem with it, that's then and you continue to do it, now we have a problem. However, if it were me, and let me just say this, let me say this about Contessa and Dr. Heavily and the whole YouTube of it all. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go deep in the archives, y'all. We're gonna go not way back. WAY apostrophe L way back, okay? And the reason why we're going way back, we're gonna go to the season 5 reunion because on the season 5 reunion, Dr. Heavenly and Quad had an issue with Mariah Huck going live on Facebook reviewing the show after every show. Is that true or is that false? It's very true. They confronted her and stop and tell your mama to stop. Tell your mama to stop talking about us on Facebook. And you go live talking about the show after every review. And then what the Heavenly go ahead and end up doing? Going live herself after every review and giving her own opinion, and is now turned into this massive juggernaut of a platform that would not leave us alone. So what I honestly think is because they allegedly had such a big issue with Mariah doing it, I do think that Contessa may have been caught off guard by Dr. Heavily going around and doing the same thing that she confronted somebody at a reunion about and made a big issue about it for her. So I can believe that. However, after she's done that and you continue to confide in her, at what point do we say, stop telling stop telling the newspaper your business if you don't want it to be printed? You get what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, so I get that everybody's like, okay, well, you telling your business daily and stuff like that. So, and if I want to vent, I'm on a TV show. If I want to vent, it's not about the comments that you're making. It's about comments my friends making. So that when the people say that, it's like, duh. Like if I've told Chase millions of things. Has it been on No Chaser TV? Has it been on the lean? No, I don't expect that because I told him. So yeah, I have things things that I might put on Instagram, but that's not your place to come back and be like, oh, well, you put it on Instagram, girl.
I agree. All I'm
I
saying
don't
is,
know,
Jasmine,
guys.
if I were for whatever the reason, hypothetically, to tell your business once, and you go ahead and tell me your business twice, and I tell it again,
Right.
maybe you have a lack in judgment.
But do we
Well,
not think that,
true,
like, if
true,
you are
true.
complaining about your man over and over and you're saying this stuff on camera, right? Not even whatever personal conversation that she had off camera with Dr. Heavenly is one thing, but the things that we've seen as viewers, right, on the show, Dr. Contessa venting, talking about her husband, I do feel like I agree with Heavenly to a degree about if you're gonna stay with this man, stop complaining about him because you're gonna look foolish for continuously going back. Because the complaints that she's making she was is not like little tiffs. She was complaining about like he basically don't listen to her, take her seriously, yada yada yada, respect her. at the end of the
But
day.
at what point, Dream, do we say, like, for me, it would be, I don't want to leave my man. I'm calling my man out because I want my man to do better by me because I'm getting older and the things I wanted at 20 is not the things I want at 40. So he
Mhm.
needs to stop doing this like he did when 20 years ago because I don't like it. I don't want to leave my man because he won't stop, but my man needs to stop. And I'm telling you as a friend, now, do I need to suffer in silence because I don't want to embarrass myself? If anything, I'm being for transparent and honest and saying he is doing this and it's borderline abusive and it's volatile because he keeps doing it and I don't damn like it. That don't
Has
mean I
she
don't want to
ever
leave my
said that
man,
though?
but he
Like,
needs
has
to
she ever
stop.
said that piece about like I'm gonna stay beside him and hopefully we fix this, and that? Because from what I remember,
Oh, what did the laugh?
it's
What you
always been
remember?
complaints. I know I got jokes today. I'm so sorry, y'all. But
What
it's
was
always been complaints. It's never just standing 10 toes. Like, this is my man. I'm gonna stick beside him. But we do have X, Y, and Z problems that we're trying to figure out. I never heard that part about her saying like I'm gonna stick beside him, yada yada yada. Because it
Oh
makes
no, that but that's me. I don't
that's what
know.
I'm saying. Like,
That
if
would be
she
me.
included that
However,
piece, then people couldn't really complain.
you
But
can't play on my top like
But
he
what
played
is
on her
she
top.
complaining
He played
about?
on Contessa top, y'all. He did.
I mean, he was. I mean,
He
look at
did.
him. I mean, listen, I wouldn't let him do me like that. But what I'm just saying is
Wait,
the
what?
point. I, I wouldn't let him do me like that.
Oh,
What you thought I said? I
something
mean, but
else.
anyway.
Keep moving. Keep
Okay,
moving.
I would not let him do me like that. But at the very
Okay.
end of the day, the point is the point. You're my friend. Why are you going on YouTube doing that? Just like you said, going back in the archives, they're hypocritical. Everybody they're moving the line. I hate to bring up Candace again, but they're moving the goalpost. It's not what's good for the goose is not good for the gander, and that's where they lose me. At the end of the day, Heavenly should have been popped in one of her necks for
Oh,
that.
oh God. Give me Laretha's comment, Demisio from Facebook. Thank you. Thank you to all of our new supporters on Facebook. We really appreciate you. The font is small. Dreamer Jasmine, take it away.
Heavenly only repeated what Contessa said on the show, so we saw it and heard it from Contessa first on the show before Heavenly did her recap of the show.
Now that's true. That's a point.
I know
I
that's
mean,
right.
that's a point. Everybody's
I
got. I don't feel
mean,
like. See, the
okay.
thing about these shows is everybody feels like in every situation there's a right and a wrong, and sometimes in a lot of these situations everybody damn wrong. I don't know.
I mean,
For
yeah.
me and my square.
Okay,
Thank
if
you,
she said
Laretha,
it
for
on the
your
show, why
comment.
did she need to repeat it on YouTube?
Hey, man.
Why
Oh,
couldn't she?
but why does she need to?
Because
There's
that's
so
on the
much other
show.
drama. There was so much other. You got that. What's the Indian girl name that was on there with the missing tooth?
What's her name?
What was the missing
Anika.
tooth? Anika.
Anika.
Okay,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Anika,
Anila.
the missing tooth girl.
Oh,
She
her
was
name
on
Anila.
Anila, sorry.
Oh.
She was on there, the Toya whole thing, the scandal, the whole thing about Toya's kids allegedly stealing Roboblock cars, or the whole thing
She
about,
went to. I don't like her. She went way too far.
I mean, it's so many other things that she could have dove deep in, but not that. So the fact that even after, like you said, even after she told her, it seemed like, okay, you mad? I'm gonna do it again. And that's where that's where Heavenly needs to get popped in her second neck or
Oh
whatever.
God.
No, I'm
Okay.
just saying. I'm just saying.
All right, let's move on with the rest of the review. Thank you guys for tuning in. I don't know how many likes we have on YouTube. Let's make sure that the likes on YouTube match. If you're in the room on Facebook, let's make sure the likes. And X, y'all always watching, just watching like this. Say hey to us. We're not gonna bite you this time.
Oh,
All
this
right.
time we're biting.
Right?
Philip Banks, take a bite out of crying. I love that. Vote Philip Banks.
Wait,
Bite.
that was one of
Yeah.
my favorite
That's
episodes.
one of
With
my
George Jefferson, was that him? Was he on the episode? Or
Yeah,
like
he was on the episode when Philip was running
yeah,
for something.
George,
Um,
yeah.
all right, so Toya talks with her husband, Dr. Eugene, and Toya says the Lunsfords need to take accountability for their part in this mess. Eugene says that Greg asked him, whose friend is he? Because it feels like everyone is taking King's side and they've known him longer. Now, Eugene says when he looks at the totality of the situation and sees it from Greg's lens, Greg has a point and Greg may be right. Toya says that they don't want to fix the issue and instead run away. Maybe they should leave, but she doesn't think running away from the group is the answer. So basically, Toya is saying stick it out, fix it, and stay a part of the show. I do not feel like at this point, even though Toya feels like her hand is forced, I really don't. I don't think Toya wants to do what she feels like she may eventually end up having to do. But what do you think, Dream, about Greg saying that everyone is choosing King's side over his?
I just feel like for him to be in the field that he's in, he sounds very childish. Reason being is because I don't know about y'all, but like I'm one of those friends who where like if you're wrong, I should be able to tell you that you're wrong. That doesn't mean that I'm no longer your friend. It doesn't mean that I won't have your back against X, Y, and Z. But I do feel like if you were in a wrong of a situation, that you should be able to tell your friend that. And I feel like that's what the guys were doing. They're kind of like, we understand that tensions were high or spilling emotions, yada yada yada. We understand that things escalated to a certain degree, but nobody had no one actually got physical. You weren't touched. Maybe you went a little bit overboard with this whole involving the police thing. And I don't think that that's them necessarily choosing King's side. I think that's them just really being realistic about the situation in general. Like they're not saying like, oh, I'm not going to talk to Greg anymore because he called the cops, so yada yada yada. They're just saying like, you went a little bit too far, maybe you should drop the charges. We still here for you, but you're wrong too. I don't know. He's just childish to me. Maybe that's why he's with Sweet Tea.
Oh, hey. So anyway, I think the totality of it, I do think Greg has a point. Because if we can go back until maybe the last episode is episode before last, I do remember Dr. What is Heavenly's
Damon.
Dr. Damon. I do remember him saying that he agreed with King, defending his woman and stuff like that. I do think that he just wants some acknowledgement of the fact that Quad started it the day before. Now, as a man, did he have to, respond back? No. When he said that in that circle when they was talking on the beach about, I told her to shut the fuck up, and he could have just been like, okay, my fault. He could have apologized. No, yeah. But did King have to say that she could say whatever she wants to you? No. So at the end of the day, everybody has some accountability, but I think that he feels like that one, they didn't stick up for him since they were the only ones riding back on the boat outside of Phaedra and Check. Contessa's, army bear hugging her, talking about some, you're safe, but you didn't even get your skinny neck ass on the boat with me after the fact. So I just feel like, I feel like everybody has a hand in it, and I hate being in situations where everybody has a hand in it, and then you just want me to be the bigger person. Because sometimes I get tired of being the bigger person, and I think that Greg, and that's just my opinion, honey, don't come out the bag on me. But I think that I can't, I think that everybody is wanting Greg to be the bigger person, and I just, I think that Quad had started that. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think that, yeah, he went too far because he didn't get touched because, he could have got beat up. I do think that he went too far with the charges. I think that's an ego thing. I think that he was, embarrassed because I think he knows everybody thinks that he was going to get beat up because that's probably the truth. But at the very end of the day, as far as just my friends, I feel like, I'm a loyalty girl. I'm a Taurus. I feel like if I've been here, then you need, what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel that way too sometimes. Like if I've been here, if you know me longer, you know me first, you got to give me more grace. And you just met them like 2 weeks ago. Like you got to give me more grace. So I do feel like Quad started the night before. I do feel like she has some accountability that she still has not said. Everybody owes each other an apology.
I feel like King already took accountability though. He already had the conversation with at least the group. He's that like things.
No, he didn't have it with Greg though.
Things differently.
I don't think he had it with Greg. I don't think he had it with Greg because he didn't have it with Greg. If he had accountability, he would have told Quad to shut up, right? Not shut or like be calm when she was drinking the Hennessy the night before. I don't think that he held accountability and then saying that she could say whatever she wants. I think that just added gas to the fire.
I think that after the situation that King took accountability for his actions, but I feel like from what they've shown us with the conversations with Greg, I haven't seen him take any part of accountability at all.
Well, if we go back 2 episodes ago, he did say I said sorry. Now, if we didn't see it, I don't know, but he said it. He was like, I told the man sorry, but he still wanted to come at me. So he did say he said sorry. Do I know if how true that is? Because I don't remember seeing it. I do have 4 eyes, but I do not remember gandering it on my eyelids. But I will say he apologized to the group, and he did not apologize to Greg, and he added just as much fuel to the fire as Greg. Now, Greg does not need to put in charges because he did not get touched. And as a doctor, I don't think that your profession should, I mean, like heavily drinking and heavily talking that way. Yeah, that should I feel like that correlates. Like, I feel like if you were a patient and you saw her on TV, then you would have a valid reason not to be wanting to be treated by her. But I think that Greg's profession and things like that, because, oh, he's childish, oh, he's this, he's that. I think that it's like unnecessarily connected to his profession, and I don't like that. I'm a teacher, and I would hate for somebody to be like, look at her on the link. I mean, on No Chaser, and be going back talking about kids' parents just because they don't agree with my opinions and stuff like that. They don't like my personality, or they don't like whatever. So
dang, why
I
did I
hate
get
to
a
say it,
flash of
but
him on the floor drooling? Do you
I mean,
remember?
yeah, I
well,
wouldn't want him to be my medical health professional, and I got to be honest with you. I just have to be honest. He does not show to me a great sense of judgment in his own personal situations. So because I'm not a fan of how he navigates his situations, how he treats his wife at times, and how, as I said, aforementioned, he navigates the situations. I don't trust him to lead me through mine. I just
I
got to be
mean,
honest.
and that's valid, but I also don't want, because my kids might see me drinking on the weekend, to be like, oh, I want to drink because I saw Miss Hall drinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that your personal life should not be connected to your professional life, because it should, because there are very much what's those clauses, you know
Morality.
morality clauses in a lot of employment contracts. But I mean, I think that Heavenly has shown more of a valid reason to not to utilize her services than Greg, and that's just my opinion.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'm speaking on Greg right now, and for me, unfortunately, sometimes I like people to walk the walk and talk the talk, so I can see that when they do, I don't expect people to be perfect and not have
right.
shortcomings in life and not make mistakes. It's about how you bounce back from those mistakes and the level of accountability that you have when you navigate through those mistakes that would allow me to feel comfortable in the hands of someone with the profession that he has. Do you get what
Okay.
I'm saying? And so for me, I don't necessarily agree with everything he's done moving forward. I don't think he's completely to blame. I think he is definitely a part of the blame for what happened on that trip. He
Yeah,
reacted,
definitely.
and he
Definitely.
reacted in a way that I feel was tacky as hell. Quad acted in a way that I felt was tacky as hell. But if I go back and look to the season prior, he was doing and saying things to me that was tacky as hell. When they kicked her out of the group, he was like, "Yeah, yeah, kick her ass out." I thought that was
Oh, bully.
I'm
Oh,
just saying though. So they
I
have been
say that
doing
about I
things
say that
to.
about y'all all the time. I'm not being, I'm just saying.
No, I feel it. Like
No, I'm
but
just
I mean, like they have been doing things back and forth to each other, and that was the build up of a situation that the rest of the group created. And unfortunately, because they have unresolved issues, that they couldn't get on one accord and fight the group, that they fought each other. And so that's what I think about it. But the pressing of the charges thing. Listen, where I come from, we just don't do it.
oh
We
yeah.
don't do it. Like if something happened like that, it's because they was out there and they saw y'all doing it.
Uh,
Just saying. So
Mhm.
I don't necessarily subscribe to that particular theory. However, as a medical professional, I could understand why he would do it if he was touched. But he has repeatedly stated that he wasn't. So at this point, I'm not really understanding it. And I do think that it creates a tense environment when he does so. I think that that is just a level of petty that I just, think is a bit team too much for my square. That's all.
I mean,
For
I
my
think
square.
no. I think that I agree. I think it's too much. I do think that he should. It's ego. It's embarrassment. I
It's
think that
embarrassment. He was embarrassed. He was gonna
it's
get his
embarrassment.
ass whooped. You better
Well,
thank God for Shaq. You
well,
better thank God Phaedra brought Shaq, baby, because Apollo was gonna watch the fight. Oh shit. Apollo was gonna start that fight. Now let's move on because Quad and King are in the jacuzzi and the topic of moving in together comes
okay.
up. King wants to go ahead and get a place together. However, Quad wants him to move into her place because she worked very hard There's a lot of allegations that were spread by Dr. Simone, but that is
Uh-oh.
her house nonetheless. And she would like for him to move into that house because it has sentimental value. While he feels that she could go ahead and just rent it. From there, she says that it's a male ego thing, and he says no, it's the natural order. Quad is taken aback. And they're going to go ahead and work on this in the future to figure out what they'll do. Now, as women, what do you think about a man saying that it is the natural order for a woman to leave her home to be with whatever he says or whatever they decide to do? Jasmine, go ahead and go first. Tell me, what do you think about King's natural order comment?
I listen. Okay, listen. I like being submissive, right? I like to be in my software ever with my man. I'm a strong woman. Any other time, I'm an alpha female. I'm very much educated. But at the very end of the day, I do not agree with that part. I think if I'm in one place and you're in this place, then we should be able to either leave our places, rent them out, and come together and make a home together. Natural order is kind of weird to me. I don't even know what that means. If is he talking about just like the animal kingdom or some shit? I don't know. But what I think is it's okay to want a traditional marriage or traditional excuse me excuse me, or a traditional like relationship or things like that. But I do think that it's 2025 and that we should be able to have these conversations about being mutually invested in each other. That makes sense. So
Absolutely. I want you to read this comment before we go. Go ahead and give us a full panel, and then Jim, you can go ahead and chime in on natural order. But I want this comment out. Go
I'm
ahead
good.
and read Glam Girl's comment for me, Jasmine.
Can't see it.
You can't. Okay. Oh, it is small.
Yes,
Dream,
can't see it.
can you read Glam Girl's comment or no?
Glam Girl said, "Stop with the narrative that Quad started that argument. Letitia started it by commenting on Quad and King, saying they have sex 15 times a week. Quad then turned around to respond to Letitia.
I don't
Okay.
have to stop saying nothing.
Exactly.
That's the first thing, okay? And I love you, Glam Girl, but when you come to No Chaser TV, you can't tell No Chaser TV what to do. So just like I'm not going to tell you what to do, you are entitled to your opinion because this is what, guys? The safe space for unsafe opinions. So you have the right to say whatever you want to say, but I'm not going to tell you to stop saying what you want to say. Don't tell me what to say, okay, Glam Girl? Now, this is your first
Whoa.
love tap from Chase, all right? Everybody
Hey,
gets a love tap every now and then, but when you tell me to stop saying whatever I want to say about how I perceived and how I viewed it, you can't
wow.
tell me that. Just like I won't ever tell you that. They get up here all the time talking bullshit that I don't agree with,
I
but I
don't
don't
know
tell them
either.
to stop saying, ooh, did I say that? Ooh. But I
I
don't
don't
come
know.
up here and tell them not to say it because
Okay,
that is their
because
square and that is their right. And I invite them here to the unsafe space. Ooh, but
okay, because
people like
copyrighted.
y'all making it unsafe, but the
I can't.
safe space for unsafe opinion. And let me furthermore say that I still feel like at the end of the day, I feel like she was putting 20 on 10 and oh, girl, we just doing it right now. We having sex right now. And the
Okay,
man
because
going crazy. Do I think that she should have been considerate of how he felt about what she was saying? No. But do I think she was putting a little extra on it? Absolutely. And that's
yeah,
why I think that she went ahead and added fuel to the fire in my
I just think
opinion.
people that don't think that it's just this blowing smoke up my ass. So
Well,
I
no,
don't
but
know.
that's okay. You don't have to believe it. They
I
don't have
don't,
nobody has to everybody watches this show.
yeah.
Everybody has an opinion, and I want this to be a place where we can come. I know that there are a lot of places on the internet. There's rarely places that people can talk love and marriage Huntsville. I don't want this to be a place where
Not
just
me.
because people have different opinions or are not team one person that everybody can't come and talk about it because I like to have dialogue. I like to talk about it. So
Oh,
if you don't agree with me, I don't want you not to subscribe because you don't agree with me. But also
I never agree with you.
let
So
me be me. You get what I'm saying? That's all the kid. Can the sisters rise? Can the sisters rise?
I never agree with Chase. So I'm still here.
She
I and
never agree, and
still
she always loud and she always
and
wrong. But I don't never
still I
listen. But I just
rise
want to know, like,
and
you'll be all
still
right.
I rise.
Love,
Please.
love, love said, "It took a minute, but Chase has arrived."
Oh,
See, see, love. You want me to snap out on people? And glam girl, don't leave. Don't unsubscribe. Keep staying here. But I just had to let you know, Diva. You can't
and
tell me
still
what to do, and I ain't gonna never tell you what to do. All
I
right. All right. Dream, please give your thoughts quickly on natural order.
When it came to the natural order comment, I was like, dang, that's ironic, or that's crazy that he's picking this specific situation to talk about natural order, because if you're talking about natural order of things, and I like King, I do, so far.
don't even know. Do you know?
Even though what, Jasmine?
Oh my bad, I thought I was muted. Sorry.
You're not.
Mm.
Go
He's
ahead,
talking about the
Dree.
natural order of things, but the natural order, you wouldn't be hunching 15 times a week to a girl that you haven't gave a ring to, if we're talking about like the natural order of things. So I feel like him talking about the natural order, that comment to me was just unneeded, and no. He's not leading by example of being like a natural order type of guy, traditional, like no. But as far as moving in together, I do feel like I get where he's coming from, where like we can both leave both of our homes and get a new home together. But to just think that one person's gonna leave their home where they've just to move in with you, like that's, I feel like that's unfair. Both of the people can make a sacrifice, move from both homes into a new home, rent them out. You don't have to sell it. You can still keep that home, like keep that home. You know what I mean? But start a new one together. Because I don't think it's fair just because Quad has a house that she got on her own. Does King have a house? I don't know. I don't know his situation.
Oh.
But like I
Thought
don't
you
know if he got
did, girl.
that home on his own, but I'm pretty sure anyone who works hard for their things want to keep their things. So it'll be unfair for the other party to just give up their stuff, throw up their hands, and just move in so the other person is
can
satisfied. Like, no, we both can
can
make a sacrifice.
I want to say this though, regardless to whatever they decide to do, the only thing I didn't agree with was Quad naturally ordering and presuming that he was going to move into her home because
Yeah.
it might be bigger, grander, or whatever it is. Cost more as her home, whatever it is. I don't know her reasoning, but she naturally wanted him to move into her home. I think that whatever we agree on is fine. Whether I move into your home, you move into my home, or we buy a new one together, as long as we make whatever space we're in together our home.
Hmm.
Okay. That's where I come from. So if I would have moved, if I was Sweet Tea and I moved in with G, I wouldn't wait a season later to my check cash to get all the quiet shit out of there. It would have been gone day one. I would have repainted the house, redecorated the house, knocked the wall down, put a wall up, did something. That ain't our house no more. So when you come in there, it's not the same backsplash. It's not the same kitchen appliances. Whatever it is to make me feel like this is my home too is what I would do no matter what home I'm in. That's all I'm saying. So I'm really not a stickler on this home, that home. I think that we should do whatever is best. So when a man tells me it's the natural order because they're a man, I'm gonna say no, 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 no. It's naturally what we agree upon. Catch that dirt. Let's move on, divas.
Oh, please.
Oh, please, oh. Now,
Please, no.
please,
Oh, please.
oh. And still I rise.
It's still you.
And still I
Speak.
rise. Because Cecil and Simone visit them boys, child, and they mad they ain't clean up the house. They don't want to pay nothing. They don't want to do nothing. That was a scene.
I really just think that Simone should worry about that instead of everybody else. No, I'm just saying because they're
Oh
too
God.
old to be that trifling. Like literally, like they had stuff on the baseboards. First of all, that just might be a me thing. I cannot stand dirty baseboards, and I just saw that, and I just think that at a point in time, you're paying what over 2 grand for them to be sitting in the house, not paying you nothing, and then you got to come in with some hazmat suits and clean up after they trifling ass. Oh, please, that's why I don't have kids. Thank you.
Well, you know, they're just gonna have to find some women that'll do it for them because they're not gonna ever do it. Just be honest.
Hell, their mama didn't do it
Why
until
did
they
she?
got
Did they
grown.
work? Because she said that they couldn't afford $1,200.
One of them is college still.
What I mean?
I think the other one's still in
I
college
mean,
too. I
one
think
of
the
them
other one
in
went back.
college still, and he played basketball, so
I
he
think
probably
both of
must
them
have
went
some
back
degree.
to
Both of
college.
them did.
I think both of them did go back. I think both one of them stayed and the other one went back.
Yeah. He went back to a
Oh, they
Georgia.
ain't got no
He
money
went
right
to
now,
Howard at
child.
first. The one with that looked like Simone the most with the T.
Hey,
The younger
okay.
one.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah, he went back, but the younger
It's
one.
time for the health fair.
Sorry, stop. I stopped myself.
It's time for the health fair.
Mhm.
Now, Tessa says that, we choose Sweet Tea and we choose you, Quad. But Quad says that her safety net has been taken from her, which is King because King is not allowed to film. Basically, let's just break the fourth wall. King can't film as long as that restraining order is up, which puts the group in a big conundrum because they don't want it to be like this with either side, even though they knew inviting an alleged ex-husband abuser of Quad while they were on the outs with Quad would not read well for anybody involved. Just saying. Just saying. Now,
Allegedly.
I said alleged. I didn't, I said alleged because I don't know if that. I don't personally know that to be true. So I'm not saying that from a lens of truth. I'm just saying that they knew what Quad accused him of doing, and they invited him to film anyway. So there's that. Because they were on the outs with her. Because guess what? At that time, they were voting her out. Catch.
Correct.
Just like they voted Mariah out. Catch. And Quad was a part of that vote.
Right.
Catch.
So it's like karma. Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying it's a pattern.
Allegedly.
It's a pattern with these
Right,
girls.
a pattern.
Pattern.
A pattern with these girls. A pattern with these girls. Now, Quad says she doesn't see a world where she will be in the same group with Sweet Tea and Greg after Greg filed charges. Contessa feels that they shouldn't choose because Sweet Tea is not responsible for Greg's actions just as much as Quad was not responsible for Greg's actions when she was married to him as well. Heavenly says everybody could choose in this motherfucker when charges being filed. So I don't know what you talk about because you don't make no sense to Heavenly. Now, Contessa says that Heavenly is negative, and Heavenly says that she would like to hear from Quad because all Contessa does is talk and talk over people and not let them get their points across. Um, Contessa says that Heavenly is being negative and that she can leave. Scott tells the guys that he spoke with Greg, and Steve says that King is willing to talk with Greg and move forward. Steve says that King had moved on and wanted to reconnect with the group. Steve is doing all of this work as if he's been here for more than 2 episodes. Now, I'm
Well,
not saying he's saying nothing wrong,
but Dream knows him because she knows
but
King. So
I don't know that man. Don't put that on me.
Dream no King?
I don't know that man.
sorry, I'm
Where you
being-
get that from?
I thought she said I know him. I thought she said that she knew him.
No, I said I don't know that man.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Oh, guess you was wrong.
Okay. Rewind it back.
Yeah, rewind.
Okay, well, let me run my shows, girls. Thank
Okay,
you. All right. So so Steve acts like he's been there from day one and has been trying to reconcile a group. And I see that he's doing the good work. So I'm trying not to knock him, but it's just something about new people that do too much that get on my nerves. I'm just saying. That's me.
Hmm.
And he ain't did nothing wrong. That's a me thing. That's not a Steve thing. But anyways, he feels like King wants to reconnect, aka film with the group. Greg feels like Quad could make this right.
Oh well.
Scott thinks that there is nothing that Quad could do to hash this out between two men, especially when one of the men has filed a restraining order on the other without being touched. Uh, Curtis feels like it's on Greg to fix it because he's the one who filed charges. And Damon says they have to make a choice. Either there will be friction as long as both parties are a part of the group, or one party will exit the group. And if it were up to him, he would not be around any kind of tense situations or friction. Now, Quad and Heavily exit as Greg and T enter, and Heavily tells Contessa, Contessa, get some help, baby. That made me laugh. I'm sorry. Contessa tells T that they missed her the other night at Quad's house.
Now Contessa and them damn shoulders.
Contessa says that she wants to make sure that T feels safe in the group, and T says mentally she does not feel safe in the group. Mimi wonders what T actually needs to feel safe in the group because T has not actually communicated what she personally needs to feel safe amongst this group. Meanwhile, Greg is now with the gentleman, and Steve says that the little disagreement they had, he feels they can move on from. And thankfully, I believe it was Scott who chimed in and said, Greg does not feel like it's a little disagreement. And that's why I say new people stepping in and doing too much. It's little to you, but in the totality of the situation, it's not even your disagreement. So who are you to tell me what's little and what's not? I don't like when people say little anything. How your little show going? How your little this doing? How your little job going? How your little man going? How your little I don't like that. Don't little anything I have attached to it. Anything pertaining to me. If you hear me say it's little, then it's little. But until then, ask me about my disagreement. Ask me about my situation. You are more than in your right to say that the disagreement to you is not worth what we're going through. But when you say little, it belittles the situation, which makes me feel like you're trying to say I'm being petty. And if you wanted to say I'm being petty, say I'm being that, and then we can have a disagreement or agreement about whether or not you feel like I'm petty. But you're being petty as well by saying there's little disagreement, in my opinion. I don't like when anyone says little anything. I just don't like it. I don't like it. Anywho, that's my personal side. I don't like when nobody do that. Don't ever little me. When you see me, how you look, don't do it, because that's the quickest way to get cussed out. Hmm.
Mm.
Anyway. Oh yeah, that made me mad. Or clear that throat because I'm finna clear mine. Now Greg says he isn't willing to be Greg says he isn't willing to be disrespected. The montage shows where Greg has been disrespected in the group. And he says that he doesn't see any respect for him in this situation whatsoever. Now, Contessa says that when they have fallouts, they aren't going to run to the police and wants Sweet Tea to agree to that. Sweet Tea says, well, I'm new to this situation, so and Contessa would not accept that for an answer as she says no. Jackie pulls her to the side and says, look, baby, we try not to vote y'all ass out this group. Okay? That's what's going on. Because I don't want to have to vote you out, but I've placed many a vote before. I voted Mariah and I voted Quad out of this group. So if you think I won't vote you out, you're sadly mistaken. Steve says that it's getting to the point where they do have to choose, but they really don't want to. Greg feels like no one has his back, and he wonders if this is the group he should be a part of. Scott says that G is in his feelings still in regards to his previous relationship, and G says that sometimes in life you have to choose, and he is okay with that choice. Everyone has stated their opinion on this matter except for Sweet Tea. Dream, what do you think about this matter?
Dr. G can go. Dr. G can go. Sweet Tea can go along with him. They, well, my thing is Sweet Tea, she's just not fit for, I feel like for TV in general. Like, she's very normal, very casual. There's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like she's not cut out for the show, and that's okay, right? But as far as Dr. G goes, it's like you can't put your friends in a situation to where you want them to choose, and then I feel like he's gonna get upset when they don't choose him. Like, it's possible they're trying to coexist with both of them. That's why they're trying to get them to come together, have a conversation, get over it, make him drop the charges. But he wants them to choose. That's the reason why he's not dropping the charges, and I feel like he's gonna be disappointed, unfortunately. Sweetie needs to speak for herself instead of just saying, oh, my husband, my husband, my husband. Like, you have a brain, baby. You have a brain. You have an opinion as well. I know you do. So just speak it. And I'm sure the girls will handle it however they feel they need it. But as far as Dr. Contessa, I don't know. I just think I don't like Contessa. Maybe that's a me thing. I just don't like her. And I don't know why I don't like her. Every time she opens her mouth, I'm like, anyways, that's all I got.
All right, Jasmine.
Contessa, she's acting like a loser. And let me tell you why. I think because I know that she's a decorated woman, right? She has all these things going for herself. But to me, she's trying her hardest to be in the center of a situation that really has nothing to do with her, really, if we're just being honest about that. I think that she really is kind of being thirsty for a continuation of a spot on this show. And it's hard for me to say that because I don't really have a beef with Contessa. I've really never she was just like, I didn't really like the things she was saying about Mariah back in the day because I'm a Mariah fan. Chat time, stay down. But at the very end of the day, like, I'm not feeling it. And I do actually, I think that when people say that, okay, say your opinion, Sweet Tea, this, that, and the third, I think it's like, it's okay for married people to keep their opinions for their spouses in their own homes. I think it's okay for her to discuss things because we don't know what happens behind closed doors. I think it's okay for her to discuss her opinion, whether or not it comes to light or not. It's really not any of our business. But I do think it's okay for her to not, divulge everything that's going on in her mind because it's not their business. Now, I do agree that Dr. Greg is like pulling cards, like, okay, so who you gonna choose? Ghostbusters. Which one? But at the end of the day, I do think that, I don't know if they're gonna just not choose him or not. I don't have that feeling. I do feel like that this group is wishy-washy. When one person comes in, they like Quad, they don't like Quad, they ain't feeling the connection with Quad. Now they want her back in. Now they're oh, we happy we get to see your man and all this stuff. So I just don't, that fair weather. I don't really know. But I do think that Contessa, it's just really should mind her business, and that's what I feel. I mean, I know it's a group thing, but I feel like, if everybody was talking in that abundance like she was, then I would understand. But I just feel like she's just putting her foot, in, I mean, she's like the mediator, and nobody's asking for that. I don't like it. So that's my opinion.
Well, I think you have to have the range to mediate. I did go ahead and drop the link in the chat. If anybody on Facebook, X, or YouTube wants to go ahead and give us a call in and tell us what you think about this episode, you can definitely go ahead and do so. This is your space to do that. I see that we have a caller. I'm going to go ahead and give a quick thought, though. In regards to that final scene, I do think that on television, it is imperative to state your side. Normally, you probably wouldn't have to, but on a show like this, you have to state not state your side, but state what your thought is and your feeling is. And Sweet Tea has yet to do so. And I think that once Sweet Tea makes what she feels loud, clear, and apparent, then because everybody's saying no, not what he want, not what we want, what do you want? And she continuously sidesteps showing her true opinion. To me, it almost feels like her opinion may not be aligned with Gregory's, because if it was, she would parrot back what he said with absolute certainty, and she hasn't done so one way or the other. And so, yes, now I want to say this. Today they like Quad. So in a show that is ultimately centered around the women that does involve the men, the show is ultimately centered around the woman. So when Greg forces everyone's hands by filing a police report, in essence, making everyone have to choose, they're going to choose Quad. And therefore, that means it may not necessarily be personal against Sweet Tea. Or excuse me, it might even be personal against Greg, but because they like Quad more than like Tea, they're on the outs. And so he has now made a decision for Sweet Tea to no longer have this particular platform because she didn't speak up and advocate for herself, which is why I feel like it's important for her to do so one way or the other. Right now, today, they like Quad. T has an issue with Toya coming up as she's been speaking on her show. She has issues and has had issues with Jackie. She's had issue with Simone. She's had issue with Heavenly, who definitely wants her out. And Heavenly is using this issue to push her further out of the group because now she finally got something to get her out. And normally people wouldn't probably not discount, but dismiss T based off of Heavenly solely. But now that Quad has the issue, they're doing that. I hate that they vote people out of Married to Medicine, but I do feel like Greg forced their hand with this one, and he's surprised that nobody has his back. And the thing in the long and the short of it is, people don't have your back when you weren't actually touched, and they feel, as a consensus at large, that you were partially to blame for the situation. So if he was minding his business, didn't get up, didn't set me free, and do all this, yeah, and all of that stuff, and then maybe it would be different. But he has a role that he's played in this situation as well. So for him to ask people to not choose him, it's going to be hard because they standing on what they feel is right. I understand that the loyalty of it all and the this and that of it all, y'all should have my back regardless. But baby, at the end of the day, you was wrong, dog. Like he was wrong, and he was wrong. And then him and Quad do this thing. There's a clip that I saw today from season 2, and Quad had that big old bandage on the side of her face, like Lisa Nicole had whooped her ass. I mean, season 3, like Lisa Nicole had whooped her ass, and Greg was the one telling her that she was overreacting, she shouldn't file charges, she was being petty. So honestly, both of them have a propensity to be drama queens. I'm not saying that Quad is a drama queen in regarding to anything that she's been through with Greg, but we have seen Quad be dramaed out in other situations. So we
Don't
can't
do this
discount
to
the fact
me.
that she's a drama queen. And Greg, in the way that he acted and this set me free and these charges, is being a big ass drama queen. So it is definitely going to come down to me or her. It ain't even about Toya and not Toya. It's not even about Sweet Tea and King at this point. It's about whether we choosing Greg and whether we choosing Quad. And on a show centered about women connected to the medical field, regardless of whether y'all feel like Quad is married to medicine or not, she is a woman in this women's friends group who happen to have spouses that are married to medicine or are spouses of them because they are medicine. They're going to choose Quad over Greg because if ultimately the show is not about the men. So whether they want him to stay or not, they really don't have a say in it. It's up to the women. And right now, they're going to choose Quad over Sweet Tea. That is what it is. Let's go ahead and get the callers in. Hey there, Mel.
Hey Chase, hey Miss Jasmine
Hey,
and Dream, how you doing?
Good,
Hi.
how
how
are
are
you?
you?
I'm good. You know what? I agree with Jasmine when she was saying that sometimes the spouses, sometimes your partner or your wife, your husband, whatever, you may not want to say something a little different. Because I was thinking on this show, God knows Dr. Heatherly's husband has had some things that he wants to say, probably says privately, but we don't really see him really saying it publicly, whatever, everything that his wife does, all the craziness that she does, he seemed to like it. But who knows in private if he has a different opinion. So that's kind of I agree with Jasmine when she was saying that. Um, I don't know. I'm getting tired of these ladies, the doctors, voting people out not because the situations are not serious. It's just that these are all grown people, very grown people, and I'm just tired of Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone inserting themselves in the middle of feuds and legal issues and stuff like that because these are grown people. If you have an issue within your friend circle where people are having disagreements about business or fights or whatever it is, it's up to them to figure that out. It's up to them to either show up or not show up. It's not really this idea that they have to say, well, we have to make a decision about who can show up. That's so stupid. They've been doing that for years. And I don't understand why the cast members. I think that on occasion, Quad has said it. She's told the ladies, this is none of your business on some of the things that she's had over the years. And on those occasions, I agree with her. It's true. It's not their business. If people feel uncomfortable, it's up to the parties to figure out whether or not they can show up, be around each other. So it's not really a business to get involved in that. But I wouldn't mind seeing Sweet Tea and her husband leave the show again. Dr. Jackie, Dr. G or G or whatever. Is a very controversial person. I don't know why he came back to the show. He didn't really resolve his issues that he had, when he left the show. He's still having all these issues, and you see that stuff kind of coming out in his new marriage. I'm not going to say that people should get divorced, but I think that Sweet Tea might really want to consider how long does she want to stay in a marriage that's so new, that's so, not really happy. It's supposed to be the honeymoon state. And you having all these issues, these problems. I'm not sure if it's even worth it to be in it for all these years. The funny thing is with Quad, and I think that Chase said this, is that, with Sweet Tea gone and Phaedra gone. Oh yeah, that was another thing. Phaedra. This is the thing I was having an issue with Jackie. Phaedra gave her that $48,000. And so I thought that if they were decent, classy women, doctors, not the people are saying on the Yelp review about Dr. Jackie, that basically they would be grateful for the $48,000 to the charity and not use this as a chance to monkey foot and jump on the bandwagon of Dr. Heavenly in her messy ass way and try to co-sign it and legitimize what Dr. Heavenly is doing. They could have just said, listen, she's gone. She was unhappy and she gave us $40,000. That's it. That's how you keep it classy. That was just so disgusting to me. But Quad, I would say she's in danger. Especially not from any man, but from these women. Again, next year, as I said before, they're going to get bored and they're going to say, you know what? Ain't nobody on this show to beat up the Hayes or do anything to. So now, Quad, we want to know about your man. We want to know, is he gay? Is he a criminal? Is he cheating? This is what they're going to do every single time. Now, the mid-season trailer is going to come up next year, and this is going to be. I'm not even psychic, but this is what the ladies do all the time. It's boring and it's high. And then you better believe me, Heavenly will be a part of those conversations. So I think that it's really weak, very weak of Quad to sit up there and allow these people to do this to her over and over and over again. I mean, no show in the world is enough for you to be embarrassed every year. Like that's crazy, very crazy. And I think that Quad is a very traumatized person from her pre-marriage, during her marriage, and I feel sorry for a lot of things she's gone through. But I think she needs to grow up and protect herself better, not only with these relationships, but with her friendships. So that's just what I feel about that.
All right, Mel. Thank you so much. We do appreciate you for calling in and being you. Uh,
Thank you,
Thank
honey.
you so much. Okay.
I know.
All right. Good night,
All
everybody.
right.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night. Ladies, I forgot we got to do reunion looks. So after we take our last caller, we're gonna run through the reunion looks for 8 or 8, and then we're out. Okay, I'm sorry about that. The reunion looks dropped.
Oh
You know we got to
well.
talk about them.
Let's do your
Don't do that. We're gonna
let's
be
just do your little review then.
production. You already know what to do. Take her down. Thank you. Right now.
Ooh.
Hey, that's our Capricorn. You ready? Oh, red light
What's going
special.
What's going on? How y'all doing?
Hey, Sir Capricorn.
Hey,
Hey, hey.
all right. Thank you, Sir Capricorn. What you got going on?
All right. So, um, Phaedra's gone. So, peace and blessings to her. I'll see her later this season on Roa. Um, with the whole Sweet Tea and Greg situation, um, I mean, I get not wanting to, go against your spouse or whatnot, but again, you have to have your own again within yes you're in the marriage you are one, but you still have to have your own mind, especially with her being a part of this group of strong women. Like Toya sometimes does bend with Eugene as of recently, but Toya still has her own mind. Quad still has her own mind. Jackie still has her own mind. So on, so on, so on. So I feel like with her, she needs to pretty much get a backbone in her marriage. And I want, and nobody's talking about this, but why did it take for Sweet Tea to get Quad's stuff out of the house? They've been divorced this whole time, and he knew he was going to be getting in a new relationship at some point. Why didn't he get that? Why didn't he get rid of her stuff and make that his own place? Because me personally, if I break up, if I get divorced or anything, God forbid, if I get divorced or anything like that, like I'm making my, if I don't move out of the house, I'm gonna make it my bachelor pad. It's gonna be everything, every trace of my ex is gonna be out of that house be, prior to me getting in a relationship with anybody. So I find it strange that there were still traces of Quad in that house when Sweet Tea moved in, and it took her to get the traces of Quad out the house,
Mhm.
which goes back to the beach where when Quad said, I chose to leave the marriage, it makes more sense because if Greg had really moved on from Quad first, then all her trace of her would have been out the house. That's just my opinion. Now with Contessa and Heavenly, that's gonna be an up and down roller coaster with them, period. I feel like. Um And I do agree with Heavenly though that you know Contessa was playing with fire by inviting both Dr. G and T and Quad all to that event, knowing the situation that's going on. It's supposed to be for a bigger cause, but even still, like you're the one that delivered the message to the group that there was paperwork being filed. So why would you even play with fire on for your event like that? Um, Dr. Dr. Simone and Cecil and their sons. I don't know how many seasons we're gonna go with watching the same repeat of a storyline. With the apartment not being taken care of, they gotta clean up after them, or they gotta pay their way for da 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 da. Like we need more material. I feel like this season, to be honest, Dr. Simone was giving friend of vibes. They could have brought Mimi in as a main character and demoted Simone, or brought Contessa in as a main character and demoted Simone, because she really just giving friend of this season. Um, that's what I got. And I will say, in my opinion, Quad had the best reunion look. Simone had the worst. It reminded me of that swan dress that lady wore to the Oscars that year. But that's what I got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A microphone. Thank you, Sir Capricorn. We're going to get into this reunion look.
Child.
What's the problem? You all right? If you got somewhere to go, you're going on now.
Girl, I mean, I just was
You're doing a
blowing.
lot of huffing and puffing, so I just didn't
I
know.
didn't do no huffing and puff. I just huffed.
Oh, child.
Why would you be out? Why would you click yourself out? It's what I
I
was
didn't keep my. I had to switch browsers.
oh, oh, clicked out.
Ooh, tech savvy. I like that.
Well, for the most part. But what I will
Until I
say,
rise.
I want to
Go
just
ahead. What you want to
one
say?
little comment on Sir
Capricorn.
Aquarius. Oh, Capricorn. So what I wanted to ask was, I just think that it's just like to say that someone needs a background because they don't tell you what they're thinking. To me, seems sorry, it's just funny, but to me, it just seems like just like I don't know, like I don't think that nobody has to tell you that. Like, okay, yeah, you want to show, you think that somebody should show you that, but I don't agree with that. Like, okay, she's not telling you. You don't know what that woman's saying behind it. You can't say that woman doesn't have a backbone because you don't know what she's thinking. Her husband should know, and that's all that matters. So that's my opinion on it. Quite looked good.
I hear you. I don't necessarily agree. I just feel like on a television platform like
And that's
this,
fine, but
it's important to let the group know where you stand. That's
But don't say that Toya being sometime, Toya has been before because we don't know everything that she said, but that's
well,
Toya's
okay, well, we
personality.
seen Toya disrespect her husband on camera, so I ain't talking.
Exactly.
I'm not coming from a lens of Toya. That's not
Well,
the lens I would
he
use.
brought her up. That was his example. So
Yeah, I just wouldn't use that lens.
well,
We're
I
getting
don't.
these reunion looks straight from BravoTV.com via No Chaser TV. Excuse me, No Chaser underscore TV on Instagram. Make sure you guys are following that if you're not already. I want to thank everybody from Facebook who's chimed in. We appreciate you. Everybody watching on X and the group chat, of course. Our regular, degular, schmegulars, who I love, the day ones on YouTube. We do greatly appreciate you. As the Married to Medicine looks were released, so let's go ahead and get right on into them. Oh, okay. We're gonna.
Oh my god.
Whoa, wow. I guess he was ready. You didn't say nothing about him huffing and puffing. So
I didn't. I was getting my set. Who was having a puffin?
oh, I thought that was Demisio. That was you? Oh, sorry.
What did we feel at?
He's in the back. Is he not?
Oh, okay. Yeah, he need to be. All right. Thank you. Ada late. Thank you, you guys. So let's get into it. Sweet Tea is up first. Dream Ada late.
Late.
Oh, why so?
I just don't like the dress. I feel like it could be either like long. No, I feel like it should be a little bit shorter or longer. And I don't like her, whatever that is. What is that?
Everybody
piece
had
of
on
cloth.
like a little Diana Ross shawl at night.
Yeah, I don't like that. I do like her hair. I do like her makeup, but I don't like her dress at all, to be honest. She could have stayed home with that one.
Ooh. Well, she was contemplating whether or not she was going to stay on, but she came and that's what she put on. Jasmine, Ada late.
I think it could have been tighter, more form fitting, and it would not have looked this bad. Shorter and more form fitting. But I think her face card, she looks so pretty in the face, and I do like her hair. So I say
8
late.
or late.
Yesterday.
Sean say late. I'm gonna give it a late, and I also want to give Bravo a late for choosing this picture to put out of her.
Oh,
Why would you choose?
Did they choose? Did she stand there and take the
I
picture?
mean, she didn't have many poses.
I'm sure they didn't just take one, and that's the only one she did.
What was she supposed to do? I mean, the thing is fluffed up around the
I got
hips.
to figure it out. If that's the best one she did, somebody need to be on set to say, "Hey, baby, don't do that. Come on, stand up straight."
I think I understand the idea.
She is standing up straight.
Hey, they be like, "Hey, she is not standing up straight."
Well, she had to show the things.
I don't like it. I think
She didn't have to show them.
for me and my establishment, we wouldn't have put that out. I do like the hair. Dr. Heavily says that she copied her hairstyle from the season finale that'll air this weekend. That will be a false, in my opinion. I don't mind anything about it. That stance throws me off. I do love that color. I do think that if the dress would have fell to the knee,
It's already at the knee.
child, and that's a late. Let me go. Oh, never mind.
I think that Heavenly's reaching with the hair thing because her hair came from that hairstyle that she had. And it
I
was
don't like the top, that bodice, that top right here, like this.
I don't
I
get
don't
it.
like that. It could have just been traditional. I don't like that.
Oh, those aren't straps.
No, they're
No.
not strapped.
Oh Lord,
Speaking of heavenly,
ugly. Like she looks like she can't breathe. She looks like a
I don't
piece.
know why she look like she can't breathe big as that dress is.
I
I
mean,
think
the
it's the
neck, the
necklace.
choker
It's
breathe.
cutting off her neck
Yeah,
completely.
Oh, the neck. Okay, the dress look big.
she looks.
The dress is
No,
cute to me. I just wouldn't. I don't like the necklace. Her hair looks good.
I don't like the train. I don't like the train,
Oh,
and I
I
don't
think
like the
it's
choker,
different.
and I don't like the hair. If she was gonna do the choker with that kind of the dress, she should have had her hair like the wet
Like
split
up.
back, pull back look.
Mhm.
She would
The
have it
choker
an
is.
8.
You could have just do it. No, the choker is off. I just think she could have just choked. She looks like a band-aid a little bit, but I
When
think
you
that
have
if
a choker, I like the hair to be pulled back.
Yeah.
like a pony, a slick pony.
Well,
Hi.
not a pony, and well, maybe she could have done a pony in this situation.
Could have
But
done a top
I think
bun.
the wet pull back look would have been cute
Yeah, I don't like.
because
Yeah.
she's giving mermaid, so you might as well give the hair, right?
Her dress looks way better than T's dress.
I mean, it's a dress.
I think it
don't
looks
know
better.
about that. Not to me. Later, like Toya's been working on this Belle dress theme for the last couple of reunions. Did she finally nail it?
I
like
felt
this.
like it too. I mean, it's cool. I just think that she looks like she's going to prom a little bit, but that's just me. But I think she looks all right. Yeah, I like the shoes. I mean, is it late?
Okay. Dream.
She ate. I like this dress. I do. I feel like this one works out better than the other ones that she tried to do.
Yeah, I do think that too. But I just feel like maybe the top could have been maybe she could have got the top that T had.
Rachel got the girls wearing trains down to the reunion, honey.
I don't like it. I don't know.
Oh, the theme was
No,
the
remember last season,
Bridgerton,
Tracy
right?
had that
Oh, was it
flag
Bridgerton?
train.
That does match then.
Yeah,
That's
the
cool.
theme for the reunion was Bridgerton, wasn't it?
That
I've
makes
never
was
seen
it
Bridgerton, but I get it.
Georgetown?
I'm gonna give it an 8.
I give it a.
She ate that.
I like Dr. Jackie look. I don't know about the French roll. I'm still stuck on that, but I like the look. I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm
She
sorry.
ate that.
Is that a French roll?
That's
No,
a
I
that's
French
don't
roll.
think it is.
No,
No, that's a French roll, diva.
no, I
Yeah,
don't think so.
that roll Frenched.
Then what's okay? So she got a little okay. So if it was Bridgerton, then the jackets match. Then Sweet Tea's jacket matches the thing because she has
Yeah.
on a jacket this long.
It can
Okay.
be on theme, but not be cute.
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean that's the truth. I was just asking. Damn.
Well, I give it an 8. I liked it.
Okay, well, I like the jacket. I actually like that jacket on her. So, but I don't think it's a French roll. But I would like to see her hair.
8 or
Jackie looks
late.
good.
She looks all right.
8 or late.
Good. 8. She ate it up. She did.
She's straight.
Jasmine.
I said she's straight, baby.
That's
She's
not an
straight.
8 or a late, diva. Come on. Now.
Okay. Well, I can't give it. I don't know. I have to see the whole thing. I can't really see from right here. I can't. I got glasses.
What you're getting from right here is an 8 or a late, diva.
All right. She's all right. Yeah, she's straight. 8. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Is that
8. Go to the next one.
I'll go to the next slide when you play by the rules, Helper.
Okay.
Dr. Simone with that stuff bunched up on her shoulder like that, 8 or late.
First of
Now-
all, her bob. I feel like after this many seasons, she like the bob. It's
It's not bobbing.
it's uneven. I don't know if it's
Maybe it's
uneven.
asymmetrical.
No, it's not no asymmetrical. And it looks like she still got the flat iron prints in it a little bit. I don't know. I just think that I think she tries to look I think she tries to look late on purpose.
Really?
I will say that this dress looks like it's shaping her.
Oh.
And I think that usually the dresses that she chooses, they don't like she.
Oh, I was
doesn't
gonna say this is the first time I
curvy.
get what you're trying to say, Dream. I've never seen Dr. Simone shape either. Ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel like she has a nice shape. She's a petite woman.
I've
No,
never
she
seen
is,
her
but
though.
when she wears her clothes, they don't hug her in the right places sometimes.
Yeah,
Not saying that she doesn't have a shape, not
Mm.
saying that she's not fit at all.
You're trying to say the hood, the gut, and not the butt.
Ooh.
I
I
That
just
was
feel like
it.
she looks
you
like
can
March
see her
fit.
curve. I don't know. It looks more Coke bottle.
She looks like she got a body. Yeah.
right. Then I think that
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. I
She
would
looks
say
like a
this
marshmallow.
though. I love that color on her. I mean, that white is lean, mean, and in the words of Jaleesa Vincent, pristine. However, I don't like the dress, and I do like the bob on her. I didn't get into the cut, but I do like a bob on her. However, I think it's not reunion hair. So unfortunately, although I love that color on her, I'm gonna give it a late. Now, before I move forward, there was someone else who chimed in on this particular union look, and let me just let the people know what the people had to say because the people were very vocal about the union look, and yeah, it was a lot going on down to the thing. Give me 1 second. Un momento, por favor.
Por favor.
Yeah, po. Bravo.
But my
Okay,
thing
'cause-
is, we're not the best at everything. We cannot be doctors and great stylists. Now, I know I done fucked up some of my looks, but this here, whoever picked this dress for her, maybe it was on a budget and she said, you know what, I got $150, make it work. Go to the Goodwill or whatever they got down there that kind of look like a dress, get it from. I don't know what they was working with. But if we all got the same memo as Dr. Mimi, how the fuck you get Dr. Mimi and then Simone in the same room? This here shit look cheap. It looked tired. It looked like she didn't even try. And to me, the bar up is tired. She wear the bar up all the time. She could at least try to do a new wig, new hair, new color, something. Shimon, we tired of vanilla. Like, this is why Cecil sick of your ass. This is why. Because you don't even try. You ain't even trying to be sexy. You're not trying to nothing. You don't give me something. Give me something, Simone. I don't like this now. Come back. I don't like this shit. I can take it off my screen right now because I don't want to talk about her no more. She number 7. Now,
I'm so glad.
Why she read her like that?
No, but Amy be sitting there looking like a dirty brush and talk about everybody. Like, I don't even understand how somebody can't even. She looks like a brush that still got hair in it right now, and she just read Simone. Now I can agree with some of the stuff, but I just feel like why? But then how did Cecil get into it? Like, I just don't understand.
But see, she always talk about don't bring the husband. She always the person bring the husband into it.
I don't know. I like the dress. I just don't like the hair. I wish you would have did a different mesh shoulder, but Contessa looks good too.
I don't like her boobs. I don't know what it is about her.
Oh, don't say that. You know, she had the mess. You know, she had them.
Yeah, she got them like completely removed.
I was about to. I was out. My mouth was still open. My tongue was still wagging. Sorry, I was about to say. I know that she had breast implants, so I understand, but I just don't like how they don't have to sit up like that. Maybe if there was more of a push togetherness. I don't like the way her boobs are sitting like that. That's what I was going to say. Let my tongue wag a little bit.
Don't say that.
You said that she got implants.
Okay. No. Let's just move on from that.
No, okay, wait, because didn't she get them completely removed like Dr. Jackie did?
Yes.
She got implants put back in because that was the point, because she didn't have cancer. She was like preventative measures. So she does that. I'm not saying I don't like her boobs. I don't like her boobs in this dress. I think they should have. I think they should have been more this way instead of.
Oh, okay, I get what you mean. Like forming in the dress itself.
Yes, but I do think she looks pretty. She has a banging body.
This is one of the best looks, even though it's simple.
For that's what she needs to stick to. Anytime she tries to do complicated dreams, she show up with a belt buckle in her hair ponytail. Right. So no.
What?
I'm gonna give her an 8 so she can continue to keep doing this.
Yeah, she
showed up in the Met Gala with that green dress and them big old bubble heels. No.
So you don't like this? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that compared to what we've seen her do when she wear the wrong stuff to the wrong occasion, this is the 8. I want her to continue down simple and just be simple. Don't try to do too much. 8.
I mean, she looks like she's going to like a gala or something. It's just not reunion to me, but I think she has a banging body. I think that she looks fine. She can
her hair looks good too.
Like a faucet, body banging. All right, you guys, let's move on so we can get the hell on tonight. All right, Dr. Mimi, what did you guys think? Y'all not gonna live for what I'm gonna say?
I think I'm probably gonna agree because I don't really like it.
I don't like it. I see that it's more. It looks less cheap than the other women.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a lot for me. I don't really like the color green. I don't like the color green. I don't really like green accents. So I'm not a blue green girl. So maybe that's what my thing is. But I see I see it.
I give her A for effort. It was her first reunion. She went for the gusto.
Okay, first reunion.
That's what I'm saying. A for effort. It's still late to me, but I like it. I mean, I
like the sleeves or whatever those are, the little jacket shawl thing. But the dress itself is enough for me.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Miss Quad, does she got it?
She got it.
Yeah, she's pretty. She looks pretty.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8. Miss Quad got an 8 on that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
looks good.
All
That's
right,
how
mean,
you feel
thank
like
so much.
Contessa's boobs should have looked right, like how Claude's
Exactly.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Like that. I just feel like they're like this, and I just feel like they could have been like this. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much on Facebook for tuning in. Thank you guys so much on X for tuning in. Thank you guys so much on YouTube for tuning in. Demisio, thank you so much for producing the show for us. We greatly appreciate it. Everyone in the group chat section, we do appreciate you. Sean, Cheryl, and Amanda, Glam Girl, Art World, everyone else that was in the group chat. We do appreciate it. Love, love, love. Thank you so much for being here and being with us all the time. Orchid, hey Orchid, that's how you doing? Yes. Okay, the people was in the room tonight. I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Mel NYC, for calling in, as well as we had another caller, Sir Capricorn. Thank you to Dream and Jasmine for coming on in, and thank you guys for watching wherever you're watching on X, YouTube, Facebook, or listening on No Chaser TV, the podcast with Chase Brown. Make sure y'all go run those podcast views up, listens up as many times as you can. Okay. And we will see you tomorrow for happy hour. Next week is the finale, so I hope that we'll have a full panel, and we should be getting finale sneak peek coming up soon, so you'll see that on all of the No Chaser TV socials wherever you follow us. Thank you so much, and have a good evening, you guys. We appreciate you.
Good night.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm joking. I'm joking.